Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. Whatever time it is in your part of the galaxy, I hope you're making it a great day. Got a GAC to play tonight on my Loquitur account. Rough going, looks like so far. My opponent just wiped out my defenses like they were nothing. So I tried to put together a couple teams with these Datacrons. So we got an Enphis Nest team here that's got Dash, Nest, Hondo, a couple other characters in there. And then here we've got Sonostaros. I put in Han and Chewie along with Zori and Captain Han. I thought that all seemed like, a lot of stuff. I debated whether to put Rebel Officer Leia Organa in here or Zori or what to do, but in the end, that's how I decided to put it up for now. Jabba with a nice Datacron here. We still got the Luthen team. Got the Queen Amidala team. The Inquisitors up there. And then in the back, we've got Gungans, some Jedi, and then we've got this Sith triumvirate team back there. And the ships are garbage. I've been placing, kind of not a very great fleet setup. But I did get to change my fleet setup now. We've got the Bad Batch bundle. So now my Marauder is, a Relic Marauder. So there we go. That's nice. Don't have all the skills built up on it yet, but at least we got that relic. But, yeah, so I thought that was a pretty decent defense. And my opponent begged to differ. And he just came in here and wiped out everything. And I think the only battle he dropped, he did a 2-shot on Jabba. And, maybe that was intentional. I don't know. Yikes. Yikes. Boris Vulcan says, hey, Dio, good luck. Swivel Gameplays here. Jar Jar Binks says, Misa, pleased to be seeing you again. Hi, guys. Hope everybody's doing well. Ponyxpress, Anzac Horizons, Galactic Power 11.3 million, 7 in characters, 4 in ships. Not quite everything in ships for this guy. Galactic War Battles 1, 22,000. So that's 5.5 years. It's still more than Loquitur by almost a year. But close. Closer than some of the people we've played. In terms of ships, he's got Executor, Profundity, Leviathan. They're all being worked on. So Leviathan's 4 stars, Profundity 5, Executor 6. Which is interesting. Character-wise, 3, 6, 7 Galactic Legends. Missing the new Ahsoka and Lord Vader. So, same Galactic Legends that I have on the Loquitur account. His account looks very similar to mine. Most of the same stuff. Got the new Bo-Katan, Gungans, all that stuff finished. Dark Trooper Moff Gideon's not done yet. So he doesn't have that remnant done. Speaking of remnant, I got to go back and look at my defense. Oh yeah, I got the Knight Brothers on defense. Okay. All right, yeah. All right, so he's got pretty much similar account to mine. He's got the Leviathan built. He's got Darkside Ray. A couple things that I don't have, but quite similar. Speed-wise, Mara Jade, fastest non-GL, 354. We'll take a look at Commander Ahsoka Tano here, 347. So he's got some characters that are pretty fast. We'll have a small advantage over him in speed in some matchups, but we'll have to be careful. So, interesting. He's got us on fleets. We're about the same on characters. And then, honestly, I think we've got a little better mods than he does, but all right, let's get in here and take a look. So defenses, we've got a bounty hunter defense, this Enphis Nest team. That looks kind of scary with the Datacron, but probably we can manage. Here's his version of the Sana Staros team. He's got Dash, Sana, Skiff-Guard Lando, L3, and 50 RT. That's a interesting version of that team. Here we've got a Grievous team that has the HK-47 Kron. I don't think that's too scary, but I don't know if that makes it so that that team can't be Wampa'd. If anybody knows if that HK Kron prevents Wampa-ing or not, let me know. Hey DL, Vector Victory. Hope you have a long rest and ready for battle, says Jar Jar, level 5. Yeah, in our D&D campaign on Monday nights, for anybody who's interested, we've had a grueling battle that's taken us like 6 weeks to get through. Everybody in the party came very close to dying once or more. My character's probably the closest to being dead. But yeah, we had a insane battle, insane follow-up. It's finally over, and it looks like we actually successfully made it back to our home base, and we'll get level 5 in the game. So all that means is the next combat will be that much harder. Yeah, but it's good stuff. How's your Conquest going? My Conquest, I box 5'd already. I'm around box 6. And as often happens, I could get box 7. I could get the red box. But man, I have a lot of administrative work to do if I want to do that. I got to figure out all the teams that I got to play and stuff. So between now and the end, I will probably be able to get the red box. I've really got a lot going on in my life right now, so it's finding time for anything has been difficult these last few weeks, last month or so. Should smooth out after about another month or so. I expect it's going to continue to be busy for me for about another 3 or 4 weeks, but hopefully after that, I'll get back to some kind of sense of normalcy, maybe put some videos out again. Oof, something. Yeah, it's been quite the rodeo. I got the red crate late Saturday night. Boris, if you got the red crate a week before it ended, like, that's crazy, man. I suppose you just spend the next week farming Datacron materials on Sim, but still, that seems like an awful lot of effort to red box it within the first weeks. Whew. Or maybe you're just a lot better than I am at getting your teams to work. Like, I'll do teams that I don't know. Let's say I need accuracy up. So like the team that I use for accuracy up or whatever is the Queen Amidala team. And I don't swap around my discs all the time. I just leave them like they are. So I go in and I get that buff once. So I get like 5 instances of the buff, and then I win that battle. So by the time I get to the end of the zone, I have like 25 accuracy ups, and I got to go through and do another 25 of them. So, I mean, maybe if other people are better at just slowing things down, putting defensive datacrons on so you get like 15 of those buffs in one combat, it could probably be easier to complete. Right now, Kyber 2 to 5 is more of an efficiency contest. Too many teams that can counter multiple teams, making defenses useless. Yeah, you think that's the case? You think offense is just better right now? It could be. That could be the case. Knight says need 2 more remnant wins in the War of Attrition to get the red box too. Hope things become more manageable for you, DL. Yeah. Well, you know how it is. For anybody who's not aware, I quit my job last year, end of September, and I'm working for myself now, and I'm just in a time where there's really a lot for me to do. So, I have quit working for other people. That doesn't mean I get to quit working, if that makes sense. Yeah, so it's just different though. But yeah, maybe someday after I get through all this and I can like go back and tell the story, I'll talk to you guys about like what's happening and why I did what I did and how it all worked out. For right now, just suffice to say it's working well. I mean, I'm doing good. I'm not back to work for anybody else yet. So it's, in that sense, it's going according to plan. So, you know, we have yet to see though, if it's going to be more lucrative than the prior arrangements. Man, I made a lot of money for a lot of people. Working for other companies over the course of the last years of my life, I have really made a lot of money for a lot of companies. And really, that's sort of the heart of it all, is just, if I made money for other people, it seems logical that I should be able to do the same thing for myself. That's what I'm working on. That's the easiest way to put it. Okay, here's a Rebel Cron that we got one that gives riposte, but riposte isn't going to matter too much here. This has some armor penetration, potency, maybe something with a little more. Okay, this has got more armor penetration, some tenacity. And this gives offense stacking for 2 turns. It'll help me get through this team. Should still work here. I don't think anything about this Datacron is going to prevent us from using these birds. I got my tank in here. Should be ready to go. JML lead team calling Seer gets accuracy up in 1 fight usually. A JML-led team, and everybody just calls Seer Junda to get accuracy up in 1 fight. That's cool. Knight of Knee says, if anything, it means you work even more. Your boss makes you work harder. Knight of Knee said, that's what happened to me for freelancing a long time ago. Yeah, I kind of joke around. I say, yeah, the worst thing about it situation now is that my boss is a jerk. You know? I should turn that around. I should just say nice things. I should just talk about how nice of a guy my boss is now. All right, well, let's get in here and see if these birds still work. I feel like it should. Let's see if L3 gets knocked into the stratosphere in 1 hit. Okay, not yet. We'll get a taunt going on. We will get death marked. That's lovely. Get some staggers out there. We'll put this over here in case he gets killed suddenly. That seventh sister is nonsense. She keeps having a full turn meter bar every single time she goes. It's, when they use a special ability, they get 15%. I mean, I don't mind that too much, but how is it that she's getting a full turn meter bar every time? All right, we'll take some buffs off over here. That'll get taunt back on. Oh, that's not good. That's not good. We dropped a special there. 2 in a row, actually. Okay, we stole her turn meter. Not at much risk now. Nice. We got a couple kills with our area of effect. Back on track with the specials. Second instance of armor shred. Taunt. Things. Oh, dropped another special. Dropped another special. Ooh. We're close to finishing. Oh, my goodness. All of my characters lost all their special abilities all at once. Okay, but we got it. We got it. We got it. The birds won. 75 Baneros. Okay. That's good. I figure if I use Bane on Leia, then I can use JMK on Amidala. We'll use our own Leia on this team. Oh, what other two? So it's a Relic 3 Ben Solo and a Relic 5 on Ezra Exile. I could use Radis Jyn Erso. I could use Old Ben and some other rebel. Throw Luke in there. I broke up the Luke team, right? Because I already put Han and Chewie are on defense with that Sana team. What are you guys running for your Sana team? I'm interested to know. What do you got for your Sana teams? Knight of Knee says your boss is demanding but fair. That could be an accurate description. My boss has high expectations. I will say that. That's definitely a thing which is true. Let's get the resistance penetration going on this team. How does this work? If the leader is a non-galactic, okay. Doesn't work if there's a galactic legend. We could put 3PO in here. Interesting. You know what? Since I really can't afford to drop any battles anywhere, I should probably go with sort of the best team that I have here. Do you recall the Saturday Night Live sketch for video dating? Those were lowered expectations. Is that the one where the guy is doing the video where he says he's got He's got brains. He's like, I got brains. I got big old brains. I got dinosaur brains. And then the person says, you know, dinosaurs had brains the size of a pea. Oh no. Is that the one you're talking about? I remember that skit, but that was ridiculously funny, man. I laughed at that. I put Dash, Sana, Kira, Vandor, and Hondo with the Sonicron, 100% evasion, and a heap of hopes and prayers. Yeah, interesting. All right, well, let's get in here and see if we can manage this. All right, we'll target Ray. We'll get the logs rolling. And we'll steal all the turn meter from this Drogan. Okay. Too much inspiration over here. Let's try to leave Jin out in the open. Let's try to get these inspirations off. We fail. Okay, try again. Damage immunity. Let's target Ezra Bridger, do a basic, and get rid of him. Okay, good, that worked. Put people on fire now. Got to try to get the damage immunity popped on Ben Solo if we can. Oh boy. Wow. Oh. Oh, well, how do you like that? How do you like that? We managed to erase a random fulcrum. Let's use this. Flop. Okay. And now we got to get back to this dude. All right, we've got the immunity on him. Now we'll have a whirlwind that we get to munch on. R2 almost dies, but manages to stay alive. Try to get Ray down lower here. We're just going to drop the ult. Kill Ben Solo. And hope the Drogan's enough. Okay. 65 banners. That's pretty good, right? Pretty good. Pretty good. Okay. What Rebel Cron do we have here? Riposte. Riposto Cron. Okay. We're going to do our Sith buddies here. And we'll look for something with a whole bunch of armor penetration. That's what we've seen works the best. Get a little bit of tenacity offense. Start with 25% turn meter. Okay. At least you got a productive bonus, but healthcare sucks. You have to have your own. It was Mad TV. I got confused for a second. Now you see her, now you don't. Yeah, Fulcrum just disappeared. But it was that kind of video dating style stuff. I got cans of peas for brains. Yeah, I remember that skit. That's funny stuff. I got a whole can of peas. I got a case of peas. I got a pallet full of peas. I got a whole warehouse full of peas. I know. The guy keeps saying I know after everything. That's a funny skit. For anybody who hasn't watched that skit, that's pretty funny. Okay, let's get in here and see what we can do. Let's target Drogan over here. Do some damage. And Sidious gets to go. Let's see if we can knock out Leia Organa before she gets to do much here. That riposte, they are riposting me a lot. Get off my, nope, get off my Bane. Get off my Bane. Not much I can do about this riposting nonsense. Okay. Wow. Wow, everything just got dodged. Did you guys see that? It did no damage. Everybody just dodged it. Everybody was like, ha ha, stuck their thumb in their nose. Okay, Drogan. Let's go. Not that time, though. What? I'm speechless. A full life Bane. A full life Darth Bane got one-shotted by her ult. That's probably the whole GAC right there. That's probably it. That's probably it. I don't have anything else that can beat this Leia team. Boris Balkan says, I've been there. I have never had Leia one-shot my Bane. Never had Leia one-shot my Bane. Yeah, that's it. I mean, that's it. My GAC is over. That's it. I guess I can throw SLKR at this and hope that somehow SLKR can pull off a miracle, but I do not have a good track record with SLKR against this. Probably the only other thing that has a chance, you know? Yeah, I've never... That is the first time I've ever had that complete wipe in one shot. Armor penetration, health recovery. Looking for something that has some high armor penetration on it or crit damage. This has crit damage plus armor penetration, I guess. Do you have Morgan? She will stop revive if she's in the team. Morgan Elspeth is a Sith? Wait, what? I'm confused. Let's... Do you have Morgan? What's Leia's Datacron? It has armor penetration in it, repostability, extra health and protection on the basic ability. A little bit of offense, a little bit of armor penetration, but... And Leia's built for health. This doesn't... It's true damage. 30% of Leia's maxed health, right? Oh, 90% against enemies who are ambushed. You remember when I said I couldn't control the riposte? I had 5 stacks of that ambush. And I knew that, you know, attacking anybody was going to get me counterattacked and get me the 6 stack of ambush. But I couldn't stop it. So 90% of her health. Yeah, I guess she just had more health than my Bane. All right, well, let's see what I can do here. This is the only other possible shot that I have. Okay. Let's throw a stun at Drogon here real quick. The ease with which teams kill crew these days, I tell you. Crew used to be hard to kill, right? Used to actually be a thing where he was hard to kill. All right, we're going to take a chance here. This is probably stupid, but let's do that and see if we can get a full ult. Oh, we do. Okay. Risk, reward. Okay. And we'll just do a sweep and a sweep. And well, probably better to get 2 crits, right? So we better do a sweep here. Try to get 2 crits. Jump back in with the ult right away because you can't have an open turn. Stab again. All right, all right. We pulled it off. We pulled it off. All right, all right, all right. Whew. Maybe. So my opponent dropped 1 battle. Now I've dropped 1 battle. That's it. I can't drop another battle for the rest of the fights. Okay. Who do I want to put in here? I don't think it's too important. I probably don't even really need the 5th here. We could save a Jedi for later. We'll put in somebody. We'll put in somebody to help generate turn meter or ult meter and whatnot. I don't feel like I need too good of a Datacron on this one. We can look at a worse Datacron. All right. You don't have Treya? %, armor penetration and 65% hit points does that. Where would I be using Treya? Oh, against this team? Well, I do have Treya. She's on defense. But remember, all of my Sith are low relics. So my Treya is relic 3. All those characters are relic 3. So against teams like this, I just don't have enough durability. And I don't have the bandwidth to increase those characters to relic 5 or 7 or whatever because, I'm working on the Galactic Legend Ahsoka stuff. I still have to build the Leviathan. So characters like that are good, but they're not part of a journey that I'm doing, I really have a hard time finding resources to finish them. My Treya is 3, and I use her for Queen in Kyber 3. Okay, well, I haven't had much luck with her. At Relic 3, I've done that battle a couple times and lost every time. So I do not feel confident that I can win that battle. Talk me through how you play that battle, though, because when I've done that before with Treya, I just get stuck on the clone. So the isolate doesn't stick to the clone, right? Or the decoy. So there must be something about that matchup that I don't understand how to play. So how do you use Treya in this matchup without just getting stuck on that decoy for a week? Or is another way around it that I just am unaware of? I'll go ahead and do the ult here because it's fully charged. I think Queen Amidala comes out of stealth on her next turn. She did not. We don't have to target the clone or the decoy now. We can target this guy. Okay, there she's out of stealth. Whenever we get back around to Cat, we'll... Oh, come on. Seriously? Foresight's on everybody all the time. Thanks a lot, Yoda. Oh, Yoda. Sorry about your luck, buddy. Your life bar has run out. All right, let's see if we can get Padawan Obi-Wan out of here. The answer's no. Turns out we can't. Okay, now we're just going to get stuck on the decoy, so I'll put it in auto and just let it run. Let's get Clone Sergeant Phase 1 out of here. Daniel Prairie says, I use Savage. I'm going to hope my Great Mother's counter still works. I use Luke, Revan, Hermit Yoda, Jolie, Bastila Sean Fallen. Revan. And Mark the Queen. Clone just melts. The annoying part is when Queenie gets stealthed. Okay. What relic is your Savage? I've got a Relic 5 Savage. Okay, we've got a Malicos team on the back wall here. Then we've got Shock T, Lead, Bad Batch, and we've got Zori Bliss here. It's only a Gear 12 Zori. Let's take a look. The mods here are moderate. Okay, so we've got tools in our toolbox. So we have Galactic Legends that can be used here now. So this one feels like Shouldn't be too hard. We should have plenty of stuff that can deal with this. Here we could... We've only got Sith Eternal and Luke left. And honestly, we probably need Luke on the back wall. Probably want to Luke this team, right? The Malicos team. So what are we more afraid of? Are we more afraid of Staros or Enphis Nest? I think the Staros team is less scary than the Enphis Nest team. What do you guys think? Or am I underestimating Staros here? 50 RT can be pretty hard to kill. Nest can also be pretty hard to kill. What if we use Sith Eternal on the Nest team? We would have to link up the Geo, Brute, and Nest. So we could get them killed first. And then we'll have to try to figure out some way to get through Hondo. I feel like we should still have enough people alive even after the first hit that we can link Hondo to somebody, right? See, the problem here is that if Sith Eternal kills everybody with the first ult, we could be stuck against the solo Hondo. We must be able to kill him with Sith Eternal with shock, right? I would think. Enphis, if mishandled, can tank your attempt. No Zeta on Nest. Yeah, the Zeta on Nest is not in this particular team. Do we care about the Zeta on Nest? It's more just about the Datacron, right? Immune to max health reduction. When she inflicts a debuff, she gets critical damage. When she uses a special ability, she attacks again, exposes. It doesn't make her immune to instant defeat. All right, so let's do this, and I'm just gonna load up with a bunch of stuff. We'll take these guys. We will take Wat Tambor, the Yuge, and is there another Sith that we could throw in here that we like? Like a Dooku or something like that. I don't want to throw away Malgus, do I? Or Malik? Maybe I do. Yeah, I don't know. Again, my Sith Empire team is pretty weak. I have a Relic 3 Malgus, Relic 5 Malik. We'll just put in Dooku to have another Sith in here. And let's see if we've got a Dark Side Tank Revive Kron somewhere in here. Nope. All the way up here we have one for the Hut Cartel. So we'll be able to revive one of our tanks. Okay. I feel like this must work, right? This must work. I'll certainly be sad if it doesn't. Get the other side of this over onto Nest. And then I'm going to put a box here. Dooku's just going to hide. Just going to hide. Looks like we'll end up having to redo our link up because the brute is dying pretty quickly. Okay. There's our tank revive already done and out. Here's our ult. Dooku going crazy. All right, here we go. And we don't need to relink. Okay. Try to keep this tank alive. Django and Hondo sitting in a tree. All right. Dooku will just hide again. Why not? Get rid of the extortion. Don't kill the Django. I mean, if we kill the Hondo, then obviously we have no qualms about killing the Django. Okay. No problem. 62 banners, it's fine. It's fine. We just need the win. Okay, now what do we do here? I've got a couple different options. Gas could be a thing, but then I think gas could just get run over, right? It's just turn meter could run circles around him. What about light side bandos here? What do you guys think about light side Mandos? Or is this team scarier than Malicos? I don't think it's... Well, we've got our own Malicos team. Don't we? I don't think I put that on defense. So we should have... We have the Malicos team with Starkiller. And we also just have a Starkiller team. We could do this team versus Malicos and do kind of a mirror match. And then use our Galactic Legend here. On the Sana team. So if I look at this, let's go check and see if there's a counter. Let's go look at 5v5. And this is just we would just be looking for SWGOH, right? SWGOH as the leader. And let's see if anybody's doing Malicos versus Malicos. 93% win rate with that Sith team, with Malgus-led Sith. A lot of people are using Malgus-led Sith on that team. 86% win rate for some teams. Nobody's really doing the mirror match, though. Really, nobody's doing the mirror match. Or any kind of mirror match. Huh. Interesting. Link Hondo first, says Jar Jar. Well, the Nest Cron makes Nest such a threat, though. I mean, I feel like I had to link Nest first. Just because the amount of threat that she represents is pretty huge. Let's look at Sith. So what I've got, we've got Malgus, I believe. We've got all these characters. And I'm not sure what tank we have left or what we have left. Because I think this tank might actually be on defense with Treya. Sith. And this just goes in on Malicos, right? We just go after Malicos over and over again till attack Malicos till dead. And let's see if we've got a good dark side Datacron to put with these guys. Resistance penetration. Recover health and protection. 25% turn meter resistance penetrate. Wow. I'm really kind of desperate for a decent Datacron here. I guess this isn't so bad. Resistance penetration, though, I don't think that's what we want, but maybe it's okay. Okay, so I think, like I said, I think that the deal here is just Darth Malik going after Malicos. And if we can get this to work, then we get Galactic Legend up front. Let's see if we can make it work. All right, do one of those. Okay. Get in on Malicos if we can now. Wow. Game over, man. Game over. Not even close. All right, well, Malik, you gotta solo this whole thing, buddy. Nope. All right, well, bad choices were made. All right, well, let's just finish this out. See if we can get good banners. I'm going to play around with a couple different things here. We're going to go back up front and see if we can beat that Sana team with just, you know, some other team. Get us some information for future GACs. Okay. One, two, three, four. We'll just do a basic here because I don't want to take a million counterattacks. If my other guys weren't stunned, I think we could, you know, do something. In fact. You know what? I think we got this. Same kind of a thing. And then I think we will do the area of effect there. So it's not pretty banners, but Mandalorians work. Good deal. Okay. All right. So what are we going to try on this Sana team is... Let's look at the turn meter situation here. Gain 100% max health protection, 25 speed for the rest of the encounter. Whenever she gains turn meter, everybody gains offense. Whenever a scoundrel ally uses a special ability, Captain Han Solo does stuff. Smuggler allies have 100% evasion if they are debuffed. They lose 100% evasion. So what do we have that can either A, make sure they're all debuffed? What about Remnant? What about Remnant? So, what is Demoralize? Demoralized is offense, critical chance. This does not stack with other debuffs. That's a debuff, right? So in theory, we walk in, we slap this down. They all have a debuff on them. Goodbye to your evasion, right? Jar Jar says, thanks for the entertaining night. JQ says, Malgus is my Malicos go-to counter. Yeah, it's just that problem like I talked about. My Sith Empire are only Relic 3, so my Malgus is Relic 3, everybody's Relic 3. They just die way too easy. We just gotta commit those relics. Once I'm done with Galactic Legend Ahsoka, then we'll start working on the Night Sisters in the background, the new Night Sisters. But that's when I plan to build Leviathan. So that's when I'll be taking all these characters and relicking up all of the relevant stuff for the Leviathan journey. All right, let's see if this works. Let's just see. If we get a turn with Moff Gideon, unfortunately the days is going to be difficult for us. Okay. with them killing Gideon, I mean, we're just done, right? So is that it? I mean, they kill Gideon and we just lose? Because he doesn't ever put Demoralize on again, does he? All right, I'll just put it on auto. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have guessed that they would just one-shot Moff Gideon. So my tactic here was reliant on them, you know, having Demoralize on. But if it's just that easy for him to get rid of the Demoralize, get rid of Gideon altogether, well, I don't know what we can do from here. It was a nice idea, I thought. Yeah, I just didn't think of that. Gideon would die like that instantly. That's... The Demoralize seemed like a good idea. I thought so. Those Sonicrons are strong. My Veer's Imperials whiffed for 2 straight minutes with the Evasion Cron. She held back even the rifle shot from Mando. Never went past 40% contract. Disintegrate misses? You can dodge the Disintegrate from Mando? That seems patently unfair. We're getting a debuff of some kind on because, or we've got attacks that can't be dodged or something. Right? Because every now and then we're getting damage done on L3. Man, I like the idea of the Demoralize. Doesn't work out though. Okay. Well, we'll try a Galactic Legend in here and see if we can get that to work. It'll be interesting. Does oh, it's the Expose. It's the Expose. Does a Radis team work here? Because Radis, right, when they attack you, they get exposes that can't be evaded or stopped or. Does Radis work against these teams? Yeah, because that little expose right there, that's kind of our route in. You only get 1 hit, and then you're just done. There's got to be some combination here that I'm not seeing. Get an expose on them and then get a debuff on them somehow. Yeah, I don't know. All right. Nothing doing there. Let's try again with the Jedi here. And I mean, what do we even have that's going to debuff them? Is this just a loss? Okay, let's take a look here. Luke gains max health. This attack will critically hit and can't be countered. Okay. Inherited teachings. They deal true damage to the enemy, which can't be evaded. Okay. So the whole can't be evaded part should be the answer, right? Doesn't matter how much evasion you got if can't be evaded. Interesting. Okay, so we'll just call him we'll get Cal warmed up. I guess Cal doesn't do anything, right? Ooh, the stun also works. Interesting. Okay. Somebody's debuffed. Okay. We'll call Luke. Try to get rid of the taunt. No love there. Okay, one character down. 104 more to go. Okay. Does this get dodged? Nope. Remove some of our own debuffs. We'll have Yoda do some fun stuff here. Okay, this should be foregone conclusion at this point, right? Okay. And we'll go into the alt for the fun of it. All right, so this team definitely works. Fine. Now we know. We'll test Wampa here against this team. Just a little bit of extra tenacity can't hurt. We'll just verify that HK doesn't make this unwampable. Okay. HK, oh my goodness. We came in like a wrecking ball. All right, damage immunity over there. Damage immunity over. Oh, I should have. That was my own fault. I had the womp up and I didn't womp. I did not womp. That was foolish on my part. Yep. Let's do 501st here. We got to try to kill Mando before he gets his ability off, and that shouldn't be too bad, right? Because they're going to struggle to get Bosk's contract. They shouldn't be able to easily attack the weakest enemy who is hiding behind gas. All right, Zam, I'm on to you. I see your disguise. I know who you are. You can't run into a cantina and get away from me this time. All right. Basic. Yeet. That works. The damage immunity droid crons in TW wrecked havoc on our offensive. Tin cans were killing General Skywalkers right and left. Hoda can win with a few hums, the throaty noise he makes. The bot damage immunity. Yeah, I think I would have been fine in that. I wasn't at full life, and I didn't womp, and the droidica went, and that was a bad equation for me. Let's try this Malicos team with my own Malicos team. Let's try the Starkiller Seer Junda version of this. We need another Ufu. Is there another Ufu that we can chuck into here? Oh, look, there's a random Luke who's not going to get used anywhere else. Get in there, buddy. Ufu team, go. All right, let's just see. Let's see what we get done here. Okay. Dispel all debuffs, all buffs on all enemies, right? My Malicos is at 78 stacks already. Like, I don't honestly even know how he got so many stackies. But it's got to be pretty good, right? Keep going, buddy. Don't stop. Don't stop. Can't stop. He won't stop. We're on the edge of madness. I got 100 stacks. I don't know what that means. All right, here we go. Luke. Oh, wow. Can't even kill his crew. Look at this. His crew is undefeatable. Indefatigable. All right. Keep on stacking. 75 stacks on the Starkiller ult, or whatever you'd want to call it. Get five stacks of what is that called? Madness Manifested. Let's go. Get some buff immunity over here on Cal Kestis. Hop in with Malicos. Just jump a lot. Seems like a good plan. Lots of jumping. Luke can recover. All right, what do we got here now, guys? Come on. It's got to be about time for us to summon a starship soon. Ooh. Okay. I'll throw rocks. All right. Well, that worked. When I quit that battle, I accidentally submitted it instead of forfeiting it, so they had turn meter on me. So I beat him even with initial turn meter. So that's pretty good. All right, so the mirror match is good. The mirror match-ish. My unaligned force user team can beat them. Could have beat them. Could have beat them all along. It was the key. All right, let's see if Wrecker can get wrecked. Let's do the mass assist here on Shock T. Yeah, 0 Shock T. 100 to 0. Let's go. Put it in auto. I said put it in auto. And in we go. I hope this wasn't hubris, overconfidence. All right, those whistling birds took care of business. Let's go. We cleared characters. Oh, no, we didn't. We still got a Grievous. A Grievous up here. Up in here. We've got Night Sisters, right? Night Sisters must be able to beat this. They once could. I don't know about the robot immunity though, but let's see. HK is gone, so at least we don't have that nonsense to deal with. Oh man, they are wrecking them some zombie here though. Okay, we'll try this. Let's do a mass assist and see how much we can get done on Magna Guard here. They want to kill my dock. All right, let's see if we can get over here onto this droidica. Dodged. And we're stuck now, huh? Stun him, attack. Okay, nothing we can do here. We're just stuck on droidica. We'll try to get some more plagues on other mechs. Wait for Asajj to be able to dispel. That gets rid of it, right? Yep. Good. Let's get some more plague stacks up here. Get some more stuns down. Come on, stuns. We all want stuns. Stuns would be good. No, come on. No. Well, let's go ahead and heal. Heal up some of these other Night Sisters. Okay. Grievous has died of the plague. He couldn't get healed up in time. Unfortunate turn of events for him. We'll go ahead and remove that. I was debating whether to remove it or whether to try to get... wait till he does it again, but we'll get 2 turns here. There we go. Night Sisters for the win. Clear off that Grievous. We got fleets now. Oof. Wow. I don't know that I would get through his fleets, guys, because... Let's try. Let's try. We'll do Profundity here. Kick that ship out. Kick this ship out. We'll go with this ship. And we'll put in 1 more just for good measure. Okay. See if we can get this matchup done. In we go. Target the tank. Call. I like to call my Millennium Falcon first. I don't think that's the way the standard has it laid out, but if you do the Outrider first, then the Millennium Falcon doesn't get tenacity for this first round of all the stuff that the enemy's doing. And I find that letting the Falcon go first and getting that tenacity does help. Okay, now we'll bring in this number ship. Get some more tenacity. And we'll just be targeting the tank for the next week and a half. Okay, here we go. Doing what I can do. Then we're going to target the Outrider this time. Get the tenacity again. But more importantly, get 20% alt meter gain. Now, I know people have told me before that I should like target the other ships here, but I find that the tank just gets in the way all the time. And I don't usually successfully kill the other ships. All right, let's do a spin move. Let's get rid of enemy capital ship. Okay, should be home free now. And if we're not home free, we should at least be home not too expensive. Oh, come on. Dodge everything, nerd. Okay. There we go. Get back on this. There we go. Restore ourselves to full functionality. And we do lose a few banners. Okay. So now, the key is we have to beat this executor with something that's not our executor. So, what do we do here? Do we use the Executrix version of this? There has been some success in the world with this, right? Somebody's done it before, where the TIE fighter soaks all of the initial hits. For the 3 attackers, I use Negotiator. My Negotiator's on defense, though. Guapo says, how do you do, DL? Fancy seeing you stream. Hey, Guapo. Good to see you here. Are you still playing Alpha League? As I said, I've been really busy with a lot of stuff that's not gaming. I do still play some Alpha League, so I'm still engaged with that game. Although I don't know their tournament structure. They were all over the place. They said they weren't going to have tournaments, and then somebody said that they were going to run unofficial tournaments. And then they came back and said they were going to start the tournaments again, but the scores from the unofficial tournaments count, I guess. I don't know. I'm so confused. So I don't know if I can compete in the tournament now or not. We'll see. My Negotiator was on defense, so I don't have a Negotiator to use here. So this is, I think, what I have to try. Assuming you put Negotiator with Marauder, yes. I put the Marauder with my Negotiator. But I used the starting lineup of the tank, the Marauder, and Anakin. Am I supposed to put the tank in that lineup, or is there like I've seen people put Ahsoka in there before as their starting three, the Marauder, Anakin, and Ahsoka? What's the best starting three for that lineup? All right, here we go. Let's go over here. Target this punishing 1. Okay. Call in the Tide Defendero. Get a stun over here. Get rid of their buffs. Okay. Let's get some offense going on here. And let's see. Honestly, we should probably kill Xanadu Blood first, right? Okay. Xanadu Blood down. All right. Hey, punishing 1 down. Okay. Just kind of smashing away at this. Here's that. So Hound's Tooth. I'm suddenly thinking to myself, how do we deal with this Hound's Tooth with this lineup? Do we ever get enough damage to make this Hound's Tooth go away? Oh, that was a nice hit. That was a nice little hit we had there. Hound's Tooth down. Well, look at us go. These Empire ships pack some punch, y'all. Oh, I shouldn't have done that yet. I shouldn't have done that. See special, click special. Not very special. Let's do the alt. Why not? Can't dance and it's too wet to plow. All right. Look at that. How do you like that, guys? We empired this thing. Okay. So it looks like we're, well, I shouldn't speak too soon, but I feel like we're going to get a full clear here. Let's go. We'll lose on banners, but it's a moral victory. You know? Makes us feel less bad about losing. All right. What's happening right now? I don't understand. Whenever I've tried to play this matchup, the speed with which my profundity gets annihilated is unspeakable. Look at this. They're killing ships. How? I'm so confused. How are they doing it? Give you a little death mark there, buddy. See how you like that. Let's heal up here. Pew. All right. Should be a done deal from here. Rat-a-tat. Okay. Yay, we cleared. Lost by like 40 banners. Oh, more like 80 banners. All right, though. Hey, field's empty. Field's empty. Moral victory. The TIE Defender Basic eats away at the Houndstooth. Nice. Yeah, my fleets aren't that great. So on defense, I've got the Negotiator. I've got this endurance version of the Leviathan. And then I've got just the Raddus fleet here. But yeah, he beat the Negotiator with only one reinforcement being brought in. He wrecked my Negotiator fleet. Yeah, I definitely need to get the Leviathan so that I've got a little more punch on defense. Although, once I put the Leviathan on defense, what'll that give me? Leviathan and Negotiator and Raddus? I probably need to put that Empire fleet on defense. That's probably harder than the Raddus fleet. I don't know. Maybe just keep all the tools on offense. Mirror the Negotiator then? No other things I can think of? Yeah. Just the Negotiator mirror match. That must be what he did. Negotiator mirror match, and then these other two aren't that hard. Probably did even like First Order or something can beat the Raddus. Empire fleet can beat the Sith with the endurance. I'm just surprised at how easily he manhandled my defense. Because I honestly thought that this defense, you know, had some teeth. But Gungans, Treya, no problem. Yeah. All right. Well, that's it for the GAC. I don't put Leviathan on defense. It's too easy. SWGOH says you don't want to put Clone Sergeant ship in reinforcement, though. He's the highest priority in the reinforcement ship. So you don't want the Clone Sergeant in there. We can kick Clone Sergeant out. Put Ahsoka in the first spot then, I assume. Something like that. I want to keep Plo for offense. I know I should put Plo with that, but man, there's too many times that Plo has saved me a lot of banners on offense. I'm going to put the Queen Amidala team on the back wall. So let's think here. Let's remove the Jedi. And then let's get rid of Queen Amidala here. Unequip Datacron, I guess. Let's put the Jedi up here. And there's a very specific set of Jedi that I have to use now. So, Qui-Gon, Anakin, But then I've got to go look. Okay, so Shock, Plo, Yoda are all off limits. Ayla, Shock, Plo, Yoda. Okay. So we could put some stuff in here like Keller and Beck, I suppose. He is Galactic Republic, right? Yeah, Galactic Republic. Caddy Mundi we could put here. Where's the Mundi man? There he is. We could do something like this. Add a Datacron, throw something on here. Light side 15%. That could be fun. Let's just look for something with offense or armor penetration, though. Here's a bunch of armor penetration. Try to make Anakin scary. All right, we'll set that. And then we'll take this Queen team to the back wall. Galactic Republic. And we have to not put Padme into her team. So we'll put her here with the two boys. And then same thing. We can't use Ayla, Plo, Yoda, or Shock. Or Padme. Ooh. That's pretty slim pickings at that point. Let me just throw Lumi in there. All right. And let's see about a Datacron here. Try to make them a little more scary. That's an unaligned force user cron. That's pretty good. Smuggler mechanics. It's just a bunch of tenacity here. I don't know. Maybe that'll help. All right. So now, maybe that baits him into using Bane here. And then we need something to convince them to use JMK. What do we have that's so good that they would want to use JMK on the front wall? What is JMK kind of the go-to counter for? When you guys think of JMK, who do you think of him attacking? Jabba? Jabba with the new crons? JMK is good against Jabba with the new crons, right? Yeah, let's do that. Okay. Is there any way to make the Inquisitors tougher against Phoenix? Echo Bad Batch? Echo is better than Lumi if someone tries to use Night Sisters or Treya against them. You like Echo Bad Batch here? Is that him? It's Tech. That's Teak. Keep clicking on everybody. That's the wrong guy. All right. I will have to put better mods on him, though, for the future, I assume. And he is Galactic Republic. Yep, okay. All right. I'll put that in there. Since I don't really have the Bad Batch team modded or finished with Zetas and all that stuff yet, so. Okay. This Luthen team is really pretty weak. I really wish I had a better team to put here. I keep wanting to put the Radis team on defense because, you know, the Radis team is, it's just one of those teams that's good enough to pose a threat. This team doesn't really pose a threat, I don't think. What do we have for the Spectres? Is there a leader for Spectres? Nah, that's not gonna cut it. We can't make a Spectre team. Is there anything that uses those new Spectres though? Till we get Galactic Legend Ahsoka, probably not. You know what? Since my Sith team is just not cutting it on offense, like I lose with it every time I take it on offense, let's just put it on defense. You know, maybe somebody will get nervous and take a good team against it, as if it were actually a good team. All right, we'll put that there. One more good defense, one more thing to try to pull good teams before they get to the back wall. Echo needs good speed, though. Yeah, he doesn't have good mods, though. If you have Merrick, he can go into the Inquisitor team to stop Phoenix. I do have Merrick. No, I don't. Never mind. Whoa. Oops. I closed the game. The game got closed on accident, y'all. I'll reload it here. If you have Merrick, you can put him in there. My Merrick is still in progress. We're still farming up Merrick. 21 of 100. Slow rolling those shards. But okay. I could play a couple games of Alpha League if anybody's interested in watching Alpha League. I know there's a couple people that like it. Does anybody want to watch Alpha League? Anyone interested? Anyone? If one person says yes, I'll play Alpha League. Oh, Treat Hank says, I'd watch. I've never heard of it before. All right, well, that's one person. So we'll have to play some games of Alpha League. Alpha League is a battler type game. If people are familiar with... Okay, this isn't... This is the one I want. Knight of Knee says, I'll be going. It's late here. Have fun, everyone. All right, see ya. Thank you for coming, Knight of Knee. So this game is like a battler style game. For anybody who's ever played something called roguelike, certain tower games or things like this, you start out with a character and then you get cards that make them better. So this game has cards that you buy, and the cards represent skills from 12 different skills. For any given round, randomly 8 of these skills are available and 4 of them are not. So you pick a hero based on which skills are available. The heroes have passive abilities and ultimate abilities that they can charge up and do. They've got traits that are like special passive abilities as they level up. You can buy artifacts at 3 different phases in the game. And there's different maps. So the variability is really high. You're on a different map. You've got different skills randomly. Whatever artifacts you're offered is random. Whatever traits you're offered is random. So you got to try to put all that together and beat your opponents. So that's how it works. I am going to slide my face off the screen because I do want, I need to eat. So I will be removing my face from the screen while I eat. That way you guys don't have to watch me stuffing food in my face. Usually not very interesting for people to see. The game's been through several revisions. The latest revision, the spell skill, I think, is still quite overpowered. One of the worst champions in the game, Kay, is now very hard to beat in a lot of arenas. The mech champion is still, to my opinion, not entirely under control, but it's pretty well balanced out. Almost any champion can win, depending on the arena, the cards that are offered, the skills that are offered, all that stuff. So that's it's not like there's one route to winning. So that's good. You always want that in a game where it's like not, it's not just everybody plays the same thing and whoever gets it first wins. All right, here we go. First round. We've got health, inner fire, shield, crit, vulnerable, and poison together with spell. I'm offered Helsing. I like Helsing. This 2-star difficulty, I think he's one of the most difficult champions to play. If any champion deserves 3 stars, I think it's this guy. But we can kill everybody in this. We just have to figure out how to stay alive against people that are... So basically, at the end of the game, it could very easily come down to burst damage versus burst damage. We probably can't beat K, unfortunately. K can put up more shields than we can knock down with vulnerables. So we may be playing for second if K gets a good build. The guy playing K is one of the top rated players in the game. So probably we lose to K. This champ is based on vulnerable. Vulnerable and shields cancel each other out. So if he has 500 shields and I have 500 vulnerable, it's 0 of each. So that's how that works. Healing. We could probably use some healing. Used to be that I would save my money early on and go on a losing streak here at first. With the way the game plays out now, you really can't afford to do that. You really can't afford to go on a losing streak. So I'll still lose at first because this champion is pretty rough right at the start. At least till I get a few vulnerable skills, so that I can start putting vulnerable. Like, all of his stuff works. His passive, we'll just take a look here. While the enemy is vulnerable, they lose 30% armor and magic resistance. So while they're not vulnerable, His passive is just blank. So that's why he has a pretty rough start. We could have heal skills, inner fire skills, or be reborn. I would love to have a useful first artifact. Wow. Early graduation isn't horrible. I'm going to random this. I'm just going to get a random artifact. All right. The artifact that we get says random becomes available. Get 1 random XP every 2 randoms that you do. Okay. We'll take a free reroll here. We're really looking for these vulnerable skills. And we'll just random it if it's not a vulnerable skill. Curse Surge is up there. We really need to get that. Okay. Now, now we actually have vulnerable on the enemy, so at least our passive is activated. So that's good. Here at the start, characters only have, like you can see, she has 17% of magic resistance and armor. So knocking it down by 30% means 0. So that's good. Poison we want. We'll take a free reroll here. We're offered vulnerable skills. I do want to use that random button. So eventually, once we have a skill that shows up, if it's not vulnerable and our free rerolls used up, we'll just click that random button. Try to get some extra experience. I'm sitting on 500 gold, so I can collect some interest, but not a lot. This is kind of the compromise that I'm using to try to actually win matches where I can, but not spend all of my gold. All right. We'll be at 28. We're still going to pick very late on the carousel. Adam X got a blood trial, and he's already got his first trait. That character is going to be such nonsense to deal with. We picked up a shield box right there. Look at some vulnerable skills. Get 3 vulnerable skills for free. That's nice. I think if we're going to have any chance at all against that K, we're probably going to have to build... I could see building Spell. We'll build Spell, and basically we'll be playing for second at that point. All right, we'll do another random. Get some 1 random XP every 2 randoms. Oof, that's bad. Yeah, see, look at this guy. I can't even touch him. Look, it's crazy. Actually did some damage to him with my ult, though. That's nice. There you go. Look at that. Poison. Maybe if I went hardcore poison? I don't think so. I don't think that's going to work. I could just kind of do a barrel build, do vulnerable, and then just a little bit of a lot of stuff. Maybe crit. Crit's so bad, though. We're offered a rare vulnerable skill here. That's nice. Spell and vulnerable again. Antidote, poison surge. There's a lot of this stuff. We're going for burst damage, so a lot of that stuff just isn't even going to matter. My free reroll shows another vulnerable. I'm sitting on 500 gold, so I'll continue to do that. Ooh! The monkey's ult is physical damage, so it can crit. He hit me with a critical ult there. That was a lot of damage. Interestingly, I did more damage with poison than I did with vulnerable. I've got 1 toxin skill. How the heck? How the heck did I do more damage with 1 toxin than I did with 11 vulnerable? That makes no sense. I guess if he had shields. Let's take a look. Doesn't look like the monkey has a lot of shields. Some. Alright, I guess. Alright, let's start scooping up skills here. Healing suppression. We'll take it. Curse surge, curse interference. I think I actually want... Ah, man. It keeps offering me the spell version, though. And I might actually want to go spell with this round. Okay, let's go spell. Get more vulnerable. Damage reflections, a damage source. Preemptive pains, too good to pass up here. We're just going to go with spell. We're going to go with spell and vulnerable. Okay. We're down to 220. I don't want to random it, so I'm going to sit on 220 gold. The game kind of reminds me of Bazaar. It does. I've played Bazaar as well. We can get a random legendary. I'm going to go ahead and take that here. Oh, wow. I actually got the legendary for my own main skill. Pretty rare that happens, but we'll take it. We do have a vulnerable showing here. We'll buy that next round. Sitting on 250 gold. That first artifact is doing nothing for us. Absolutely nothing. We haven't used the random button but like a couple times. Okay. Having that ult, that does a lot of damage. Vulnerable death erosion, almost as much damage as vulnerable. Does death erosion specifically do magic damage? It does. Interesting. Okay. When you are healed, you can gain inner fire. I think I actually want that. Now we're offered another rare skill here. I'm going to go ahead and click it. Use my free reroll. We get a spell showing. So we'll collect up another spell. That'll get us a level. That'll give us level 5 when we click that spell. We did a magic trick on that mage. Made her disappear in a hurry. Pretty nice. So I think Adam X is a problem for us, and the healer, Jenny, played by Guts, will also be a problem for us. Oh boy, leave me that spell book. Leave me that spell book. I got it. Nice. Permanently increase max hit points by 300 for each player battle victory. This fragility, curse the enemy for 50 stacks every 0.8 seconds. That's really good. But if my first skill that I get is increasing my hit points, I think we take that. Oh, wow. It just keeps giving me spell. Look at this. So good. And we've still got more spell up. So we've got vulnerable at 25, spell at 14. We're just doing 2 stats. All right, here's that healer. And as predicted, we're up and down in a hurry. Everybody else is playing vulnerable too. The whole arena is playing vulnerable. Vulnerable, vulnerable, vulnerable. I guess Cull, who is a vulnerable champion, is the only one not playing vulnerable. Healing suppression. These battles are going to go so fast that healing suppression really isn't even relevant by the end of this. That's a lot of poison. Holy cow. 4 ticks of poison for 457 damage. That's a lot. The problem with building spell in an arena like this, when you finish, when you get where you want to go with spell, it's great. But with a lot of champions like Helsing here, along the way, the spell stuff really isn't helping you. Some of the battles are over before you ever get to an ultimate, and spell all happens like when you cast your ultimate, stuff occurs. So if you never cast an ultimate, everything that you get for spell is just useless. Life Plunder is a source of damage. Do I want Inner Fire? I mean, it's not bad to have a little bit of Inner Fire here. We're sitting on 400 gold. We got this stupid random button we could use. But I don't want to use random here. The race is on and we lost. Okay. That's going to be a lot of damage. Ouch. We've got to look for some more preemptive pain. Some things like that. Immediately gain 32 random XP. I'm going to take the 900 gold. We've got the random button, so I don't care if the reroll cost increases. It's completely irrelevant, because we can just random just like that. Okay. Take Hex. We'll random. Vulnerable. We got Spell here. Preemptive Pain. And I'm going to sit on my gold here. 650 gold. We probably just need to spend all in at this point. Yeah, there's too many people that are doing too well right now. So let's spend. Let's go all in. Try to get this to come together. Colin's Apple. Ultimate skill deals extra magic damage. I'm going to go ahead and take Dead Scream. Okay. Curse here. Free reroll. Spell. Random. Spell. Random. Okay, fine. Oof. Okay. We're stacking up hit points. I thought it would be a good idea to get that permanently get 300 hit points thing. But we're only at 2,800 hit points. We really haven't been able to add that many hit points. Vulnerable, I'll take that. before anybody else can get it. That gets my preemptive pain up to 600 stacks. That's pretty good. It'll be good against everybody but the K, of course. Although he's at 2 life. How is he that low? Took a stab. Oh, he's got reborn on. So he'll get reborn at some point. I will take healing suppression right here. We just got to keep going with vulnerable and spell. Do our free reroll here. More spell. Just keep going. At 4-2, if we make it that far, we'll get a free finisher. So this should take us to, I think we got to win 2 more battles to get there. So let's just stay all in, try to win 2 more battles. All right, Mana Spring gets me to the ult faster. Keep taking that. Curse Surge, Damage Reflection. This is actually activating another skill. Life Plunder steals percents of their life. I think that's okay. We get offered another vulnerable. Man, the random has really been useless. We've always, like the whole time, we keep getting skills that we can buy, which is great. Okay. The preemptive pain worked on him. We were able to get some good melty damage in there. We triggered his reborn. He only had 2 life. We did like 6 damage to him. But he's reborn now with 1 life. He gets a bunch of free money. Okay. Damage reflection we'll take. This will get us to 40. This will, oh boy. I really want spell stuff, but take what we can get. All right. Lots of spell stuff. After this next combat, we're going to get the free legendary skill, and we're going to take that in spell. The legendary for spell is going to start us off with casting our ultimate immediately when combat starts. And we're going to be able to add some more stacks of vulnerable that way, give ourselves inner fire, gain all the stuff that we get for casting our ult, and do a bunch of damage. So what's probably smarter in a lot of circumstances would be, the Sky Splitter Slash is really good too. It could do 50%. There's no mech in this arena, so 50% damage right off the bat is a pretty big deal. Okay. We'll continue to get healing suppression. I don't think it's even relevant, but we'll take it. Preemptive shield. That'll give us at least a little bit of staying power if somebody comes in trying to burst us with vulnerable. It'll basically just cancel out some of their initial vulnerables. All right, here we go. Instantly into the ult, or the legendary healing skill. When she goes to 0 hit points, she gets to heal a bunch of times. She's immune for 1.5 seconds. But if you guys saw, like as soon as the combat started, it started and then boom, she was instantly in the ult. That's how vulnerable damage works. Mana drain, I think, is the best here. We'll just drain their mana. I do want to get to 40 spell if I can. Another preemptive shield would be good here, so we're going to leave that up. All right, here we go. Blink, and you'll miss it. Come on, come on, come on. Get him, get him. We did not do enough damage. He's got 4,700 hit points, this guy. So we were not able to burst him down. That's going to get us a little more health. If we get one more health skill, we'll get another 200 health or so. Not very exciting, but it's something at least. We're at level 14. A heal or health. I'm going to end up passing on this preemptive shield. I hate doing that, but I really need to find health. Okay, we found a health. Okay. That's going to get us another skill. And I took extra armor and magic resist while they're vulnerable. Still not enough. And that's it for us. 3rd place. All right. Burst versus burst. I wasn't able to get enough hit points with the with my trait. I should have probably just taken a better trait there at the start. Also, honestly, I probably should have taken shield or, you know, an ultimate, a legendary skill that keeps you alive. I'm not sure that it would have solved the problem, but if I could have stayed alive for just a few more seconds, maybe I would have got those kills. But then I would have had to earn the arcane by buying enough spell to get to 40. I was close. I probably could have got there. Yeah. I had a rare shield skill that says reduce all damage by 3 per shield skill. I had maybe 8 shield skills, so that might have kept me alive long enough. I don't know. I mean, the monkey got a good build, though. Monkey got a good build. All right, 2nd round. Vulnerable toxin spell again. Oof. This is a tough one. Spell is going to be too good. I would love to play the Crunch Mech, but I'll play Emerald. He's a health champion. I think health champions are going to be good into this particular setup. So, a spell champion is best here. Spell or toxin wins. So what I try to do is I try to think to myself, okay, spell or toxin's going to win. So what beats spell or toxin? And the health champions should be able to do that. So that's kind of my logic here. There's no healing. The health skill itself gives magic resistance. So I think what we might do here is go health and shield. And then we'll try to trigger all kinds of damage from flying shield. We'll try to basically just stay alive. The other thing we could do is like a frost build. We could do health and frost. Shield gives us protection against vulnerable. Vulnerable is like the best skill in the game. Frost is too hard in this arena because it is an inner fire map. So if you try to build frost, it's going to be constantly canceled by the inner fire from the map itself. I think I'll take Loot Master here. It's what I think of artifacts in 3 different tiers. Top tier artifacts are ones that actually help you get ahead. Bottom tier artifacts are things that you really aren't benefiting from that much. And then there's kind of mid-tier artifacts that are fair. And this is one of those that I think is mid-tier. It's fair. I'll actually start building some poison here. Let's do Undying Body, get some shield. We can get another poison surge. But we need damage, so this doesn't matter how long you stay alive. This guy can't do much damage. His attacks aren't that great. His ult isn't that great. So I think we're probably going to need to spend out here at first. Try to get some good skills. Try to get some damage going on. It looks like poison is the best way for me to get damage early here. So we'll do that. It keeps offering me spell stuff, so maybe we go in on spell. I just need to take some early stuff to help me get started. Here's health and toxin. We'll take that. Here's drone. Here's cold wound. Okay. We're at 340. We're not collecting much interest, but we got to try to get some wins here. We can't just like lose a bunch anymore. All right. Our ultimate goes around most of what he's doing with shields. So there we go. Okay. Statistics. We did most of our damage with poison. So even with the ults going off, we still did the most damage with poison. I'm going to take health here because I'm a health champion. We get 3 extra skills, so instead of getting 3, we get 6 here. That's pretty nice. The things that give you skills at first level give you, let's say, 5 or 6 skills on average. So at the second carousel, this will pay for itself. If we make the third carousel, we'll actually be ahead. So that's good. We'll reroll this. More spell stuff. We'll keep taking toxin. Health here. Plunder. Okay, we're down to 200 gold. Probably want to take antidote, right? Yeah, we'll lose against the poison champion. He's too strong early on. Still, though, not bad. Not a bad showing. 134 hit points left for him. He's building mech? Yeah, 14 out of 16 mech. Interesting. We will take that antidote. I think I'll just take the mana spring here. Help get us toward our ult. Steady boost here. And damage reflection is a damage source. We'll take that. It keeps giving us good stuff. Okay, here's what we're going to do, though. We're going to wait now. We're at level 3. We're still a long way from level 5. So we're going to get our gold from this battle with the champion. Then we're going to get our gold from fighting a monster. And then, depending on where we're at, who's next opponent, I'll try to collect interest for a couple rounds after this. Get into the next carousel. Get caught up on skills that way. If we could get another health pull, that would be fantastic. Okay, so I'm going to wait here. I'm going to sit on our 760 gold. Let's take a look and see what people are building. He's building everything. Look at this. Oh my God. Learn from doing is this guy's winning a lot and getting so much experience. He's going to be very difficult to catch. Okay, he's got anti-bank. That's 21 weaponry already. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. And this guy's just building spell like you would expect. Okay, so these guys are the ones to beat. Mech. Attacking. Okay. I think we're going to need to build some shield. Lose 12 health and gain 6 levels. Ooh, that's tempting. That's tempting. Let's re-roll this. Early bird gets us legendaries. I think we'll just take the health skills. Let's just keep ramping health on this guy. Toxin. Keeps giving us spell. Here we get health and spell. Get more health here. I'll sit on 740 gold though for now. That 1,400 hit points worth of mech that she had was hard to deal with. All right, we just got to go in. Let's get our level 5. Normal attacks increased by 2%. Okay. This champ, every time you hit her with a basic attack, she generates shields. So we got boosted attack damage, but it's still not enough. All right, we got to spend all of our money. That's it. We've lost as much as we can afford to lose. I'm taking spell. That might be a mistake, but we're going to get a bunch of spell here. Take us all the way up to 16. That's going to let us get something here. Let's just take Magic Mark. I do want Hex eventually, but we'll take Hex later. Frozen Touch, not great. Ice Blade Storm, take that. Attack Suppression we'll take. Tyrant's Might is too good though, we need that. Magic Mark we'll take. Now let's take it. Attack Suppression. And then we've got to take this life source, so we'll sit on 130 gold and wait for that. I've got a lot more health than this guy, but he's just got a lot of stuff. Come on, Emerald. All right, we did it. We did it. We hit him with a nice big boulder throw there. Poison's still my main source of damage. Yeah, he's got 29 attack, 29 weaponry already. Maybe I do need to build just a little bit of frost. Let's add a little bit of frost here and there where we find it. Undying Body will get me to 24 health. That's a pretty big deal. Take that next round. And then we'll keep working on spell, and we'll be a spell golem. I also would like to get some shield, so I think I need to throw in a little bit of frost, a little bit of shield, just to help my survivability. Frost to slow the enemies down a little bit, and shield to, you know, take the edge off of some of the vulnerables that people are going to be putting on me. So we'll look for those things where we can find them. That 12 toxin, we got it first. I mean, that helped us get kills. It's still our main source of damage. But as we get later in the game, we're going to have to do more damage with our ult. That's the only way we're going to beat the shield champion, is to do damage with the ult plus poison. All right, we'll take that. Poison surge here. Frost plague isn't bad. I don't know. Let's just keep stacking poison where we can. Frozen touch. I think we need that more than the preemptive poison. Throw 150 stacks of poison on them right at the start. That will also give me another rare poison skill, and I can stack that up to 300. Although when you take damage, we're pretty good at taking damage, right? So maybe we do the 3 poison every time we take damage. Maybe that's better. I think that's better. Okay. A little less initial toxin. Max health 2,000. I think we just click that button and don't even think about it. We're a health champion. Getting 2,000 free health has got to be good, right? Got to be. When you take damage, poison an enemy by 3 stacks. We take a lot of damage. Shield surge gives us another source of shields. I'll take that. Thunder force, I don't want. Devouring blade, I don't really want. I'm going to re-roll this. It's kind of a bunch of stuff that we're currently not taking. Although we are possibly getting 90 hit points for every unique weaponry skill. We've only got 5 unique weaponry skills, so each one will give us another 90 hit points. It's not something we're going to look for as our main thing that we're doing, but if we end up with it, we won't be sad. My ultimate's doing nothing to this champion. 193 damage. How is that? She must have a ton of health. Body armor. Huh. Well, I guess my ult is just pathetic. All right, we will take that. This will get us another 90 hit points. Like I said, we'll take it if we can get it. Anti-freezing is good, but here I don't think I care that much. I'll take it anyway. Okay. So frost or shield next time. If we get frost or shield, either one, that's going to get us the next level. Well, we're actually scooping in some damage here. Oh, 92 hit points. So close. So close. He killed us with poison. Interesting. We don't go till 3rd. Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think the health will last, but we'll take spell. And remember, we're going to get extra spell here. Oh, two hexes. That's not bad. We got +3. 1,500 max hit points and extra body size. There's a decent mix of physical damage and magic damage. We could do this where we get just tons of magic resistance. Which is better? I think, oh my God. Okay, we'll just take the body size for now. Fine. I couldn't decide. I want the magic resist, but I don't want to give up armor, you know? If I give up physical resist, then all these basic attacks will just shred me. Oh, another 1,500 on the mech in the mid game. Ah, I had enough damage after all. Okay. Let's take that. Preemptive shield. We'll take that. I wouldn't mind getting... Preemptive pain is good, but I've got very little vulnerable. I think I actually have to pass on that. Magic Surge is good. We'll go ahead and take that. 31 spell. I'll lose this. This guy's going to put so much poison on me. It's absolutely atrocious. And I'm not at the point in my build yet where I'm doing tons of damage with my alt. So, yeah, foregone conclusion there. Okay, we're at 3-6 though, and at 4-2 we get that free legendary skill. So who do we fight next? Sensi Blood. Okay, he's a crunch mech. Let's get Antidote here. And really wish we could get more Antidote, honestly. Spell Sharpness. More spell stuff. Curse Formation. Let's do the Preemptive Pain. Let's do the Preemptive Shields. Modifications. We just need to spend our money because, you know, if we lose, we're done, right? So, oh, we're probably losing here. Although we're getting off a lot of alts. Chained a bunch of alts together there and managed to win. Okay. Arcane Storm. Start with an alt. Frontline, start with an extra mech. I think we'll just start with the extra alt. Try to get ourselves to 40. How do we get a level here? Spell all the way up. I gotta take health here though. That's way too good. We're just gonna save our money and go for spell. Weaponry would also give us a level, but all right, here we go. Start with an alt. We're getting frosted into the dirt though. My goodness. Yeah. That's a loss. We'll only lose 4 hit points, so we won't be dead. So there's that. I don't know how to stop the onslaught. Our poison didn't really... I mean, we did a lot of poison damage, but... I don't know. All right. Well, poison's my damage source, so I just got to click some buttons. If we got to 40 spell, I think maybe this would work, but we're not going to get there. Unfortunate. 4th place. I'll play one more game, and then we will call it a night. All right. Keep getting top 4, but I'm not getting 1st or 2nd. Play again. I'm a lot better. I'm a lot more comfortable with Crunch Mech than I am with Emerald. I would say Emerald's one of my worst champions, honestly. The Frost Lady, Alicia, man, I loved her for a long time. Thought she was one of the most powerful characters in the game. And after this latest patch, she is just garbage. Like, that champ is so bad now. Everybody else got better, and she got significantly worse. She has 4 really good traits. They gave her 2 more traits, which are really not very good. But by diluting her trait pool, it means that you can't reliably get the traits that you want on her. And if you don't get those traits, you can't win with the champ. So she got brutalized in the last patch with the changes. When are you on again next? I'll be on Saturday morning, 11 a.m. my time. So 11 a.m. Saturday morning, U.S. Central Time. That'll be my next stream. And then Sunday at 6:30 my time. So same time I started tonight, except on Sunday. Those will be my weekend streams. My daughter told me the other day that I need to stream less. I'm spending too much time streaming these days, she says. Gotta enjoy when your kids say stuff like that, because Lord knows they grow up fast and don't say nice things to you as much. Crunchback is okay here. The healer would be good. There's no shield, so vulnerable is really good. So I think, yeah, it's tough because we're gonna have to deal with other people's vulnerables. So anything we can do to get our health increased. And then this is a frost arena with frost in as a skill and no inner fire. I think frost is probably our best bet. So we'll have our physical damage source from attacks, but probably pretty unreliable with that because so much frost. Taking frost will help shut down weaponry skills that other people choose to build and slow down the amount of attacks coming in for vulnerables. So that's what we'll look at. Giant Force, it's got a health skill on it. I used my free reroll. I'll sit on 600 for the first. This guy's actually pretty strong in the early game. His attacks are already slow, so he cares a little bit less about the frost than some other characters might because his attacks are already super slow. But they hit pretty hard, and the ult is pretty big on him early on. So we'll kill her on our second ult. So that'll let us do a little bit of banking. I won't go crazy with it. We will take skills and try to make sure that we stay ahead of the curve. Got to activate some healing so that we can get some curses on people when we get healed. First shirt. Interesting. Frost. So when frost decays, you get extra decay on frost. I think we'll just take the extra skills from Loot Master. It's a fair skill. There's a healing source. Here's Vulnerable. Vulnerable actually is really good in the early game if you could pick it up. Healing Suppression. Take that where we see it. Healing Touch. Attack Suppression. 390 gold. I actually picked up some high quality skills here. So we've got a little bit of healing, and that little bit of healing can trigger vulnerables. We've got a little bit of vulnerable here. So I think we're in pretty good shape for the early game. We can try to get interest for a couple rounds here, I think, and still stay on a win streak. Looking pretty good. And we've only got a few vulnerable stacks here, guys, but when I look at this at the end, the vulnerable is doing quite a bit of damage. You know, and we've only got the one skill and then the thing that triggers sometimes on healing, but we still did 20% of all of our damage done was with the vulnerable skill. We'll take the attack suppression here, use our free reroll. We definitely want this stuff, but we're going to chill. Self-healing body will be the pick off of here. It's another source of healing. Crunch Mech is all about health. If you don't actually get health on this character, it's really bad. So health is a must-have. Anything else that we're trying to do with this character is kind of a sideline. So a lot of those skills that I picked up is just to help me do a lot of early damage. And that way we can get these early wins. Stay on a win streak, protect our life total. Make sure that we get to that 4-2 round where we get one of our free legendary skills. All right. We're picking almost last. There's no way the health makes it to us. We'll probably be stuck with Frost. Well, the health is still up. Oh my goodness, the health is still up. Okay. We'll get 6 health skills off of this bad boy. Look at that. Jump up to 7 health skills all at once. That's nice. Definitely happy with that. 8. Make it 8 health skills. Vulnerable equals freezing. We want that frost. We want that frost to be our second thing that we're doing. And then frozen touch. I'm going to go ahead and click that frozen touch already. Because more frost is good, right? Oh yeah, slow down this James a little bit. He can clear frost stacks with his ult. But I find that that's really not a great part of his ult. Because as you saw there, he did his ult. And like instantly the frost stacks were just back on him. So it's nice to clear frost stacks. If you're at like 1400 and you clear them and go down to nothing, that's fantastic. But you know, when you're clearing 100, 200 stacks, you just go straight back to those stacks. There are people who are like James one tricks now. I see people just play James after James after James after James. I don't think he's that good. I don't think he's good enough to justify like being a James one trick. This gets us health and frost. We'll take healing suppression here. Maybe. I want crystal blood, but I think we just got to, every time we're offered healing suppression, we just got to take it. Because characters that ramp their healing up to full can just be so oppressive, especially in an arena like this with Frost where everything's slowed down. So the combats take a while. If somebody just has tons of healing, it allows them to heal back up the whole time. And it's really obnoxious. Okay. We'll take this fight. We'll take the monster fight. We'll restock our gold. And then we will make a determination of whether we want to spend or do a couple more interest rounds. I don't think interest is in our best interest. We're on a 5-win streak. Losing that win streak would be very punishing. So we get a lot of extra gold for being on a win streak. So I think I'm going to spend through here and continue to try to push my win streak. Okay, we're getting a lot of health here. Health plus... this actually gives health. So we got to take that. Attack suppression's too good to pass up. Frost Giant we'll take. And then life source. And then attack suppression. Okay, so we're all in. We're only level 3. Crit plus frost will get us to level 5. So maybe we'll continue to spend until we see if we can manage this. Level 5. If we get a good skill off of level 5, then maybe we can sit back and do a couple interest rounds. But let's look at the end of this and see how much I'm getting for my win streak. 160 extra gold for being on a win streak. So we certainly do not want to give that up. 1,500 max health. I mean, offer a Crunch Mech protein. I think he just eats it. Okay, we get Frost here. That's good. We could take that. Healing Spring. When you have a ton of hit points, 60 healing doesn't feel very beneficial. The mana drain is really good, though, preventing other people from getting their ults off a lot. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. So, level up and go for some interest, or just, yeah. No, I think we just gotta. I will take it. You know what? We'll take it. Cull is a rough fight. Cull steals 1% of your max health. So he's got like this really strong healing as well as stealing your mana. So he's really good into health champions. All right, we'll take the mana drain after all. I made my decision. We'll take Heal Spring. And here we get to take a crit skill. We'll take Crit Frost. Attack Suppression again. 100 gold. Mana drains up again. 10 mana generation. We'll just gain Behemoth. That is a really bad trait. 10 armor and magic resistance for every 10% of increased size. And this says for every 200 max hit points, gain 1.5% size. So if we're at 4,000 hit points, that's 200 times 20. So that's 30% extra size. So this is giving us 30 armor and magic resistance, which is nothing. It's nothing. It'll be good later. Like later when we get, 9,000 hit points or something like that. But even then, it's only giving us 60. Yeah. It's a pretty substandard. Okay, we got more health here. We got another pickup of health with +3. We'll be offered rare skills again here, I think. I really want this mana drain. I'm taking it. All right. Steady boost. It helps us level. I want to get to level 10 here. Radar malfunction. We've got an attack suppression up. We'll take that. And then either heal or vulnerable will get us another level, and we'll be at level 10. And maybe we could pick up a little better trait than that Behemoth. Frost continues to be pretty oppressive for us in this arena, but equally so for our opponents. All right. We've really got some of everything here. I wanted Frost to be my second skill, but we've only got like a couple more points in that than all the other garbage. Okay, we really want the attack suppression, though. And then this vulnerable is going to max us out. We'll take this version of the vulnerable. And that's going to give us... Oh, boy. Gigantification doubles the size gain. And this is based on size increase. So it'll also double the amount that we're getting from our other passive. That's good. We're gigantified now. Our attack damage is 327, thanks to the gigantification. So our basic attacks will be slow as anything because of the frost, but at least they hit hard. Okay. We get another 600 hit points when we get to max health. We really need to get some more. Yeah, get life source. Get, I really want life plunder, but I haven't seen, I don't think I've got a single life plunder the whole game. Did I? We got one life plunder out of a, I guess, out of one of those carousels. So we'll have like, what, 640 gold here. Level 10. Three-win streak. Okay, we'll take the life source here. Frost Giant. Man, every time I see stuff like this preemptive pain, it just looks so good to me. Like, that is a lot of vulnerable stacks. And even though I don't have that much invulnerable, like, let me think. So vulnerable gives extra damage every time you do damage to them. So I really don't have that many damage sources, though. Okay, do we kill him on the next ult, or is he going to heal up too fast? We've got a couple levels of healing suppression, but he still seems to be healing up pretty fast. Okay. Gaze of the Elder, minus 70% healing. Oof. I like that a lot. I like that a lot. Magic resistance plus 160 would also be good. Magic resistance doesn't help against vulnerable. Vulnerable is true damage. Let's go ahead and spin on that preemptive pain. Wind missile every 7 seconds, deal damage equal to 50% of your attack. And because we have like ridiculously high attack, when we start the combat, our attack damage right now should go to like 400. So let's see, 358. Okay, not as good as I thought, but still, the wind missile here will be doing a decent amount of damage. Let's take a look. Yeah, wind missile is now our top source of damage with just one click on that skill. So that's nice. And we've suppressed healing, 70% here, and then I think we've got another 20% healing suppression. So people have 10% healing against us. Good. Good, good, good. Okay, I don't think I want any of this. Looking for health and frost. There's some frost. Here's some health. Anti-freezing. It's too good to pass up. I think I'll take it on the next round, though. We'll gain 20 interest here. I'm not even close to level 15. I've got so many skills to buy before I get to 15. All right, got the wind missiles pouring in here, killing off his mechs. All the frost stacks make our projectiles super slow, so we've got hearts flying everywhere. Slowly. Storm Pooper says hello. Hope everyone's doing well. Hey, Storm Pooper. Hope that your storm hasn't been too pooped. Okay. We're going to pick last again. If they let us keep getting health off this carousel, like that is crazy. We've gotten so many health skills just from this carousel. No. No. No, I couldn't get there in time. Got a bunch of mech though, which isn't bad. So I don't want any of this. Enemy drones becoming more vulnerable, though. I'll take that. Frozen touch, anti-freezing. We'll take another anti-freezing. All right. When you freeze an enemy, we can do magic damage. Let's take that. Now we've got another damage source to join our wind missile. If I get weaponry to 16, I will be offered wind missile again. So let's try to get weaponry to 16. Let's try to get that wind missile level 2. So there's a weaponry. I really don't want this stuff. 270 gold. I don't want to buy any of this. Crystal shard is okay-ish. I don't know. We'll take it, I guess. I ended up somehow in 20 mech. Just from all the other stuff we bought that included mech. And then that carousel there at the end. All right, we lived through all that vulnerable nonsense. That was good. All right. So we still need another weaponry, and then we need, I don't know, frost to 24 or health to 40. We've got a long way to go. Let's see what we pick up from this monster. Maybe we'll get some lucky skills from here. Okay. 480 health now. It's not bad. I don't mind picking up another health skill there. All right, we will pick up this frost. Anti-freezing, frost counter when you take damage, freeze an enemy. When you freeze an enemy, it can do damage. That's pretty good. Preemptive pain. Let's look at our statistics here real quick. I'm not getting much vulnerable damage done. We're actually going to pass on that. Here's our chance to get wind missile upgraded. Okay. So we're close. We just need 2 more frosties and we will get another skill. He had healing. Simple Jack has tons of healing. Look at this. 19 out of 24. Okay, not as much as I thought. But he had some rare healing skills that I saw triggering. But James also got a passive trait that he can get 20% lifesteal from his attacks, which is insane with all the basic attacks that he does. His life bar just slams up to full and stays there. What do we want here? Avalanche is another damage source. Death erosion could actually be good here. I think we'll take Avalanche as another damage source. It also gets us the next level up in Frost. 500 hit points and some more armor. Okay. Steady boost will gain some attack speed, even though that's not going to do much for us. 30% life source. Drones at 600. Those were some pretty nice hits. Life plunder. And attack tide, we're sure we'll take it. Let's go. 23 in mech. I didn't even want to be in mech. And somehow ended up 23 mech. There's the healing alt. 8,800 hit points is pretty good for us. And we should get to the health alt at some point. Crystal Blade. Increase our damage from the frost damage. How much damage is our frost stuff doing? Crystal Blade's only doing 4% of our damage, so we're not more interested in anti-freeze. Life plunder. Down to 100 gold here. Oh, we got sheeped right away. Our frost is saving us here because we're constantly sheeped from the alts. But that frost ult kicking in, doing big old chunks of damage. Wind missile too. Wow, wind missile. Oh, get it. Haha, we stole it. We stole it, and we got extra frost. Takes us all the way up to 35 in frost. Nice. Magic. We're going nowhere on spell, so get rid of that. Frost. We'll take frost. Take more frost. Take health. And give me another health. Life plunder. Let's take it. And then we get our alt. I think probably we will win before we ever get to buy that alt, though. Okay, here we go. 315 stacks of frost. Nice. All right. Nice big chunks of damage. Wind missile. Look at that wind missile damage. Make crunch mech big, get wind missiles. Nice. All right. There we go. Finished out with the number 1. I've dropped out of the top 10 because I'm not playing as much. Let's see where I'm at. 14. You know, it's what it is. All right, that's going to be it for me. I'm going to hang it up there. Thank you all for coming and hanging out. Anybody who's still here, appreciate you. Remember to hit that like button on the way out if you didn't hit it on the way in. Subscribe, notification bell, Discord, all those things. You know the drill. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next Holocron.